Does it say record? Yes. Record. Hi, this is Lisa from Artist Moving. I'm here with artist Judy Shintani, and we're having some audio problems. But I think we're going to try to make this happen. So we're talking to Judy about is she a green artist and what she feels about green art in general. So what does art mean to you?
Art is really my language. It's the way I communicate with people, and I get feedback from people about what issues I'm working on. It could be political, it could be storytelling. And I also think of art as my meditation, my religion. It's the way I connect with the universe.
Cool. And what are your goals as an artist?
Really, I use art as a vehicle to express my ideas. It could be about the earth, it could be about women or political issues. It's my way of informing and expressing and then getting feedback from other people. And I also use art as a way to teach and work with people on transforming their lives through the process of art.
Great, good. And how do you feel that your art is green?
I really use a lot of found objects in my art. I think they really have a extended life beyond just the way we use them as humans. I like to use them as a big part of my work. And I also use a lot of natural, organic objects and I combine them together. So in that way, I think I'm a green artist because I don't really go out and buy a lot of new things.
Yeah.
I use them consistently.
Okay. And I see some work around you. You want to talk about that and you know how it relates to the process?
Sure.
Yeah.
This particular piece, I found the shutters in a salvage yard, and I really liked them. And I liked that there was nothing. The shutter part was actually gone, so I decided I was going to put something else in place of the shutters. And what I did was I wrote my dreams on oyster shells, and I used them as a way to I see the shutter as a veil between the dream world and my current life. And the reason why I use oyster shells is because they're actually a symbol of my family, because my father's family used to raise oysters. So it's kind of a tie back to my family language, and then incorporating my dreams and the symbol of the widow shutter.
That's so interesting. So you're recording your past, your ancestors, but you're also dealing with your subconscious, your dreams.
Right.
Very cool.
Right.
And what else do you want to show?
This piece right here, I also got from the same, the corset form from the same salvage yard. I have this friend that likes to dumpster dive and goes all to garage sales and collects all these things, and they're kind of decomposing
Yeah.
in his yard, and I kind of tromp around and find these things and use them. And so, the interesting thing about this piece was I was taking a class where the class was about trying to do something that was totally the opposite of what I would normally do in my art. And at that point, I was doing painting. And so I decided to do some sculpture, and ever since then, I've just been doing sculpture.
Cool. Wow. So it's kind of a breakthrough piece then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then you can see I incorporated the oyster shells again, and they're hanging in a way that they actually grow under the water.
Yeah.
And this piece, it's kind of changed its meaning over time because it's sort of about potential, and it's also about different things that were happening in my life at the time. But right now, it's kind of about potential waiting to break out and express itself.
I think that's really interesting. And I love, again, that your ancestors are within, you know, kind of, what is that, the Kundalini, right?
Yes.
They're within your energy center. Really beautiful work.
And I really also like to light my work so the shadows really come out. And for some reason, I was doing a lot of hanging things. Both the pieces, you'll see that I'm incorporating kind of the still, sort of hanging, suspended technique.
Do they have names? Do you have names for these? Or?
This is Dream Shutter.
Dream Shutter, okay.
And this one was Incubation.
Incubation.
Yes.
I see the potential. Very cool. You want to talk about those?
Sure.
Or? Yeah.
Sure. This is sort of my newest work, in that I was in a show actually at Assemblage Hospital, and the theme of the show was intertidal. And the curator selected me to be in the show because she knew I used a lot of ocean shells and things like that. So I wanted to make some new work, and so I was going down to the beach. I live in Assemblage, and I was picking up these shards or pieces of shells, because they don't really have that many big shells, whole shells. And I just decided to start mosaicing them on these pieces of driftwood. And I really thought about picking up the pieces and making a new whole, a new message with these different pieces of shells that have been tossed in the ocean, day and night, and create something new with them. And they're also sort of fetishes for me. I find them as fetishes that celebrate the spirit of the ocean.
Nice.
And that's kind of the same also with this piece also. I think of it as an ancestor fetish.
Cool. Wonderful. Okay, you kind of talked about where did you find your objects. So when the process of your work, you talked about it a little bit, but does the concept become, or does it arrive before doing the work, or after it, or in process of work?
It kind of depends on the piece, because, for example, when I found this shutter, I think it just, I wanted to work with dreams, so my intention of working with dreams and then finding the vehicle to do it kind of came together.
Okay.
And I think also on this piece I found the form, and then I worked with that, and that sort of helped inform what the work was going to be about. And sometimes, like on this piece, I don't think I really knew what it was going to say, what it was going to mean until it came into being. And these pieces, I really wanted to, incorporate a ritual of going to the ocean, picking up shells every day, and working what was in my environment. So this was very meditative to put these pieces together and then think about later what was I doing. I was actually finding pieces and making a new whole piece out of it.
Great. Very cool. All right. What do you think is going to happen to the green art movement? Like, is it going to become a movement in the art world, or, what do you think about it? What's its future?
I really think it's just beginning.
Yeah.
Because the environment is so important, and we have so many issues with the environment, and how humans are not really taking care of it, and are, kind of raping the earth. And so I think it's a way of informing people, and it's a way of working with children, and just reminding people of our waste, and what other things that can be done to transform some of the materials that we throw away. And I also think that working with recycled or found objects really connects in with people, because they see something and it reminds them of their own life, or it's a symbol of something they're familiar with.
That's right.
So they have their own connection.
Yeah, it's like a trigger or something.
Exactly.
Yeah. So. Great. All right. So this is about it. Any other comments you want to make?
No, not really. I enjoy being an artist. It's just my calling, and I'm glad that I am doing what I really like to do.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. All right. Yay!
Okay. Well